Greetings and welcome to my dear Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Ron from Terror of the Twin Sun. Welcome. I do welcome you. Please relax and clear your mind if you will. And once you have done that, please relax and clear your mind if you will. And once you have done that, please relax and clear your mind if you will. I do welcome you. Please take only what you will. This is an energy reading essentially for the energy of Pisces, the 12th house, within the month of October 2020. Yeah, so I will be working with the Great Mirror primarily. It's a 9-card spread that will show the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious apparencies that exist between you and a significant other. The significant other can be a person, place, or a thing. Usually, they have a huge or lasting impact upon your life, and through their example, they may show you through the Great Mirror what is potentially the lesson of an experiential, the lesson of karmatic response or modes of interplay that have to do with the dialogue between two images, okay, that is yours and a significant other. Whatever you can pull from it, please take what you will. And remember that this won't resonate for everyone. However, what does resonate, please take and apply to your narrative. This is for guidance and it is of pure intention. I do appreciate you tuning in, my dear Pisces. Now, we'll go ahead and begin with the Russian Fairy Oracle. The Oracle essentially is a way to understand a bit of the backbone of the situation in terms of interplay, in terms of what is the lesson here. Okay, the fish comes out, does not surprise me. And the fish is essentially the mode of abundance, what is returning, what is providing a sense of transparency as well as clarity of mind. There's an illumination here, and it has to do with someone who is either abusing their power or not listening to wise counsel. It could be that you are representing a type of awareness, especially of emotional undercurrents that you've been processing for X amount of time. And through this, you have found an abundance of knowledge. And because of this, you are able to share this with others who may be looking for your counsel, but they haven't had good counsel around them in general, meaning that they are alone in their bravado. There's something about them that is concerned primarily with power, and because of such, your emotional power is quite radiant, and it represents a type of abundance that this person may try to use. Be careful of manipulation or possession, but that is a possibility, right? Now, the Great Mirror is about to open. The Great Mirror is a tool, as I've mentioned, to understand the narrative and the apparent observations or the reflections between you and a significant other, person, place, or thing. Please take only what you will, and remember that this is for guidance. I do appreciate your likes and your subscribes. If you would like a private reading, I can go rather deep, including astrological insights. According to whatever questions you have, of course, I'm very open. Okay. So, underscoring all of this is the potential for the 4, okay? The 4 has to do with insight, clairvoyance, as well as the bringing about of some great and magical thing. According to platforms and vehicles, there's something about the surface of things and essentially traversing over the surface through vehicles that have been stinted or halted in a certain way. A certain amount of stagnation may have occurred, But there also is a possibility of a divine gateway or some sort of social understanding, something that you've been trying to bring about essentially manifestation, pure modes of manifestation and endless joy. You represent a type of, on a very deep level, a type of platform for this person to essentially use in order to go about their path in life. But because of such, there is a great deal of stagnation, or perhaps there's this Cancerian energy that has to do with the gateway into the emotional understanding of life in general. And it's very interesting considering that there's a feeling of dissension, or perhaps there's a dissension with you representing this sort of new mode of the platform, as I've mentioned, of the 1111. There's a lot of soul energy in this, and it has to do with great emotions, great emotional undercurrents. Right. So the mirror is now emerging. Okay, so between you two, Pisces, between you two, there's the element on their end, on a soul level, of essentially the first card of the deck, which is essentially a type of magician, yes, but it's in the reverse. Something here has to do with the bringing of light and the dissolution of the shadow through very manipulative and elementary ways of manipulating the natural world around. Meaning that rays of light, there's an artificial sort of sheen towards the energy that this person radiates, which can be very attractive and very seductive in a certain way, but not entirely trusted. It's very interesting that it's here, meaning that they may feel the gateway, they may see the idealized version of love that they can provide for you through the energy of Cancer, through some form of nurture, but it is in fact coerced or perhaps artificially synthesized. Be careful of this energy. At the same time, there is power in it. There's a lot of power, and there's a mystery about the way they do things that has to do with the energy of Gemini, Cancer, as well as Scorpio. There's some sort of shortcut to maturity, shortcut to the connection. The power of the connection is here. Whatever you're going through, which is on a soul level, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, there is a deep lesson to be learned through this connection. The lesson involves limitation, structure, the need to break free from the structure, or at least the need to have patience in order to naturally grow something within the structure and then take what is needed from it. This is a bitter sweet reading, considering so far there is a lot of sort of hold back, a lot of energy that is having to do with stability and resources that have not come to proper fruition, promises that have not come to proper fruition, also expectations on your end that may be a little bit far-fetched for this person, even though they can deliver, but if they do, it has an artificial tinge to it, you know? There's something shiny about it, but then in the detail, there's something either missing or perhaps based on the energy of immaturity in some sort of way, mischief in some sort of way. And it's important for you to find a sense of quiet within this, a sense of peace within this. It's very difficult considering you are willing to offer peace to them. And this seems to be the motif throughout the extent of whatever is happening in this reality between you and this person. The gesture is always there, but you're pulling from your resources and pulling from what is expected in terms of commitments. And as you do this, it's like you're giving them a type of lesson through something that you're learning personally, as I've mentioned before. It's very interesting. Considering you also represent something that is a bit more grounded than this person. There's a lot of third house energy within them, and in that there's a mystery in their silence. And perhaps there also is some sort of understanding through their example of what shouldn't be done. You're trying to find peace and luck, and by sacrificing a bit of what has occurred here, and by giving back and them taking back something that was a type of like path that you were both walking, there's an element here that could lead to equilibrium and luck, as well as a higher understanding of the devotional aspects that you may be wanting to provide as an example. But still, a great deal of independence is here, and a need for you to essentially assert with someone who can be very silent, something of an offer, a peace offering. Okay. Now, on the conscious level, there is the sense of heritage on their end here, the Five of Cups, a feeling that they have been either manipulated out of a situation, or that they have manipulated themselves out of a situation in order to find clarity, in order to find peace, but then also a falling out. There's also potential of either one or two other outside elements within the equation of you plus them plus something else that may have been very difficult for them. Therefore, there is, on the conscious realm especially, if they have left, they feel a sense of regret. If it's you that has left, they feel also that regret in a certain way. There's a lot of regret and generally not so good state of mind on their end. Also emotional understandings, undercurrents that are very toxic in a certain way. On consolation, on your side, we have the Seven of Rods. So both of you are mirroring this sort of disempowerment through what has occurred, a feeling of indecision, or perhaps something that has been handed down to each other in a certain way that it kind of kills the fifth house activity between you two, the creative aspects, the flirtation, anything that has to do with joy. It's kind of very difficult. Now, hopefully this is going to be okay. Interesting. Um, yeah, it's very interesting because even though this is the case, it's kind of like a telenovela. There's a type of perfect contentment that could be offered in terms of the energy of a new beginning from them to you. Not only on the soul do you want to give to them, but on the conscious level, something is owed, and it's a type of new beginning. Okay, this represents energy. This represents energetic resources, time, money, love, anything that has to do with energy is here, and it's trying to be offered in some sort of way to you, who is essentially kind of done with really trying or putting too much effort. It's like you're not trying to try so hard anymore, even though your soul wants to. There's something that is owed, and it's a type of new beginning, and I think it might come to you soon, which is very good consolation. However, as I've mentioned before, make sure that it's not artificial. Make sure that it is based on a leap of faith that is actually from faith as opposed to against it. Okay, that they have to believe in it. Yeah. At the same time, there's something about emotional undercurrents here that is very difficult. This person does not want it to end for some reason, which can be a good thing. There is what is manifesting a return to the bridge that has been walked, a bridge that is between you two, that has been walked away from either you or them, and both of you have essentially relapsed into a type of melding of the emotional undercurrents that constitute the waters under the bridge, a return and trying to revisit and understand in a way something here. This person owes you a great deal. I think you've always been sort of dedicated, but out of a lack mentality, and that's the trick, that's the kicker, because that sort of mentality brings in with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, an element of impatience when it comes to romantic inclinations with others, and then you pull in the same type of mentality that you put out, okay, which is essentially one of I haven't gotten what I deserved. This is what I'm looking for, a strong, committed sort of partnership in some sort of way. But because the energy of Saturn is there, it takes a great deal of patience as a natural resource, in order for you to not pull from your own resources in order to find balance within yourself to give to others. You get it? So there's something about you being a healer here, and then now it's your turn to essentially get from the Page of Cups an offer. That's the trick, though, because this Page of Cups has a veiled sort of cup. So it can be an offer, but like a cup, or an ace of pentacles. But this cup would essentially lead to a type of, and I think they know it, a type of Four of Cups energy, meaning that they would be jaded even with their own offer, which is very strange. But still, I mean, it still needs to be sort of represented. This gesture of romance, or this gesture of camaraderie or friendship, needs to be there for you to feel at ease, at least. I don't think you're willing to try hard here. There's an element of burnt outedness on your end, which and on their end a bit of depression, which is also very interesting. You guys are mirroring the sort of like um, this low energy, which needs to be raised in order for you to move and transcend beyond. Both of you, for both of you, for the betterment of humanity here. That's what we're talking about. They have the Ten of Cups in reverse, meaning that they don't want it to end. As I've mentioned, Ten of Cups in reverse talks about rust and like old antiquity within, like treasures that have been thrown down into the water and are trying to be retrieved again. But as you do, as time progresses, there's something rustic about them, antiquated, something idiosyncratic about it. Okay. What is manifesting here is a sense of satisfaction between both of you, but this is through the memories, a great deal of nostalgic memories that initiate the connection, that also permeate the connection. Satisfaction through comfort of the eighth, the four and the four, bringing together a very deep connection here. Okay, the four is here again with the energy of Cancer. There's a lot of Cancer on this end as well. Yeah, loads of Cancer. You could be dealing with a Cancer or someone who has Cancer inclinations, okay? And that's the trick about Cancer, is that it has the energy of the moon, which is reflected light. It can be false light, okay? But at the same time, it's the gateway to true understanding. But the Cancer is very meandering. It has a possibility for oscillation. Meaning that it's not very fixed. It's cardinal, yes, it will start things, but then the follow through, not so good with the energy of Cancer. What is being trying to constitute it here, sorry, that was just very bad grammar. What is trying to constitute itself here is the sense of a bridge, an emotional tethering that has to do with them providing something for you, okay? And that's the only way it's going to properly sort of initiate, okay, and get to the Eight of Cups in the reverse, some sort of deep, intense connection that is satisfying, but also terribly nostalgic, and also it's like aged wine that has been set aside, and it only gets better and sweeter over time, but at the same time, there's something about it that is terribly intoxicating, okay, and that's the key word, is toxic there, okay? Well, I hope this helps in terms of advice. You need to take patience. Patience through the energy of the star. Let the universe take over. Let the blessings of Jupiter as well as Saturn sort of scale, as well as the pleasure principle, action drive, and the emotional connection. Venus also very important. Pay attention to the offers that they send you. If they do, you must know that there's a type of contentedness here that has to come from a grounded sort of practicality, okay? There's a lot of emotions on their end that is very befuddling and very Neptunian, which is much like you, which is not a bad thing, but at the same time, I mean, it's good because it's spiritual, but at the same time, it can be very conditional in terms of romance, okay? And this conditionality can essentially hurt for both of you. So it's very important to let go of expectations. If they give you reasonable offerings in terms of love or commitments, just know that you are constantly sort of learning from this person in some sort of way. There's a power and dynamism behind them that is very alluring, and it's very emotional. It's like a very strong, like I said, aged wine that can be returned to and brings back nostalgia in a way, a love potion, if you will. Hopefully that helps, and I do appreciate your continued support of the channel. Please like if you like, subscribe if you will, if you're new. I am also available for private readings. There's no extended for this one. I do appreciate it. Bye-bye.